Forget Messi, forget Ronaldo. The true go to football might just be a man named Kenny Dalglish, and it's time the world knew why. Kenny Dalglish's journey began in the East End of Glasgow, where he was born into an engineer's family on March 4, 1951. He grew up in Milton, a neighbourhood in the north of the city, and then moved to a high-rise near the Rangers Stadium in Ibrox when he was 14. Rangers was the team he supported as a kid, and he had no clue that one day in future he would have to play against it. As a youngster, Kenny started his schooling at Milton Bank Primary School and initially played as a goalkeeper. He later attended High Postle Senior Secondary School, where his talent in football really began to shine. Kenny was a standout in school football competitions, played for the Glasgow schoolboys team, and even helped them win the Scottish Cup. He was also part of the Scottish schoolboys team that dominated a major tournament. Despite his obvious talent, Kenny hit a few bumps early on. In 1966, he tried out for West Ham United and Liverpool, but didn't make the cut. However, his luck changed in 1967 when he signed a professional contract with Celtic. It's a very funny story, actually. When the assistant manager from Celtic came to his house to talk about signing, the place was decked out with Rangers memorabilia. Initially, Kenny didn't make an immediate splash. He was first loaned out to Cumbernauld United, where he netted an impressive 37 goals. He also worked as an apprentice joiner during this period. Although Celtic's manager wanted him to spend another season at Cumbernauld, Kenny was keen to turn professional. He finally got his chance and began playing for Celtic's reserve team alongside other future Scottish stars. Kenny made his first team debut for Celtic in 1968. By the following season, he had transitioned from playing up front to midfield in the reserves, a move that really paid off. Over the next few years, Kenny's goal scoring didn't slow down. One of the highlights was a Reserve Cup final against Rangers where he scored a hat-trick. Still, he wasn't a regular in the first team yet. In fact, he was in the stands during the tragic Ibrox disaster in 1971, which claimed the lives of 66 Rangers fans. By 1971, though, Kenny's talent was undeniable. He played in a testimonial match where he scored 6 goals. That match really showed everyone what he could do. From his humble beginnings in Glasgow, Kenny was well on his way to becoming one of football's greats. In 1977, Dalglish moved to Liverpool for a record-breaking transfer fee at the time. He was brought in to replace Kevin Keegan and did so with so much style, scoring in his first league match. Throughout his time at Liverpool, Dalglish was phenomenal, contributing to multiple league titles and even scoring the winning goal in the 1978 European Cup final. Also, how can we miss his partnership with Ian Rush that became legendary, enhancing Liverpool's attacking threat? But guys, Dalglish's impact was not just limited to playing. He later became Liverpool's player manager. In this dual role, he led the team to several victories, including a historic double in the 1985-86 season, where Liverpool won both the league and the FA Cup. His leadership continued to shine until his resignation in 1991, after which he returned in various capacities, influencing the club's direction and contributing to its legacy. Not only this, Kenny Dalglish's time with the Scottish national team is just as legendary as his club career. He kicked off his international journey back in 1971 against Belgium, and from there he just kept impressing everyone. A year later, he scored his first goal for Scotland, marking the beginning of many memorable moments on the field. Dalglish became a staple in the Scottish lineup throughout the 70s and 80s, racking up 102 caps and scoring 30 goals. He showed up in big moments like the World Cups in 1974, 1978 and 1982. One of his standout moments was in 1976, when he famously nutmegged England's goalie at Hampden Park. Now that was a goal to remember, but anyway. Kenny's consistent performance made him a national icon, admired for his skill and dedication. He played his last match for Scotland in 1986, wrapping up a stellar international career that left a lasting impact on Scottish football fans. He was a jack of all trades, but before we get into the details of what he did off-pitch, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. I know it's not cool to interrupt, but 98% of you have not subscribed. So yeah, please do the needful. Now back to Kenny. Kenny Dalglish's journey didn't just stop on the pitch. He also made a significant mark as a manager, starting with a bang at Liverpool. In 1985, after the Heysel Stadium disaster, Dalglish stepped up as player manager, showing incredible resilience and leadership. In his very first season, he led Liverpool to an impressive double, winning both the League Championship and the FA Cup, a feat that hadn't been achieved at the club in over a decade. Dalglish's managerial style was marked by his keen eye for talent and strategic nous. Under his guidance, Liverpool continued to dominate English football, securing several league titles and consistently challenging in domestic and European competitions. He had a knack for bringing out the best in players, forming dynamic duos like the famous Ian Rush and John Aldridge partnership. However, managing wasn't always smooth sailing. The emotional toll of the Hillsborough disaster in 1989, where Dalglish attended many of the victims' funerals, deeply affected him. His commitment during this tragic time won him immense respect, both on and off the field. Yet by 1991, the strain led him to resign from Liverpool, marking the end of an era. Dalglish returned to management with Blackburn Rovers in 8 months later, turning their fortunes around and leading them to a Premier League win in 1995. This victory not only celebrated Blackburn's resurgence, but also cemented Dalglish's reputation as a top-notch manager. He later had stints with Newcastle United and Celtic, each adding layers to his rich managerial trajectory. Kenny Dalglish's return to managing Liverpool in 2011 really highlighted his lasting bond with the club. When he took the reins again, he even led them to snag a League Cup in 2012. His time as manager was more than just about game strategies. It was driven by his passion, resilience, and a deep-seated love for football. Off the field, Kenny's life is just as compelling. He's been married to Marina since 1974. Together, they have 4 children, and it seems like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. His daughter Kelly has made a name for herself as a football presenter for major networks like BBC Radio 5 Live and Sky Sports. Kenny is also a man with a big heart. When Marina was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2003, they set up the Marina Dalglish Appeal. Their charity work is remarkable, raising millions to fund cancer treatment facilities and equipment. Through their efforts, they've truly made a significant impact on many lives. This man was pure genius, and I think young players can definitely learn from him. First, they should work hard to improve their skills and understand the game well, just like Kenny did. It's also important to be versatile and willing to play in different positions to get a better overall understanding of the game. Kenny showed great leadership both as a player and a manager, so young players should also try to be good leaders for their teams. Lastly, keeping up a strong passion for football can help young players achieve their dreams, just like it did for Kenny. All in all, Kenny Dalglish is not just a football legend, but a true hero of the sport. His contributions on the field, his leadership off it, and his charitable endeavours paint the picture of a man whose influence goes beyond trophies and titles, making him a cherished figure in the annals of football history. Billy Bremner was a hero to football fans, but his personal life was always a mystery. He fought his demons off the pitch until one day he couldn't fight anymore. What do you think? Was Billy Bremner's death a simple tragedy, or is there something more to this story? Let's find out. Imagine a young lad growing up in a small town in Scotland in the 1940s, absolutely obsessed with football. That was Billy Bremner. From dawn till dusk, he'd be out on the streets, perfecting his dribbling and shooting skills. You can say that what Billy lacked in height, he more than made up for in heart and determination. Even though he was smaller than most kids his age, he never let that hold him back. Instead, he used it as fuel to become even better. His passion and natural talent didn't go unnoticed either. One day, scouts from the Leeds United Football Club were blown away by his skills and offered him a spot on their youth team when he was only 17 years old. This gentleman marked a turning point in Billy's life and the beginning of a legendary career. Not much later, in 1959, he officially joined Leeds United, a decision that would change the course of both his life and the club's history. Now, Bremner's time at Leeds United was truly remarkable. Even though he was only 5'5", he showed that height doesn't stop you from being great in football. As a central midfielder, he was all about hard work and perseverance. His playing style included endless energy, strong tackling, and a special skill to motivate his teammates. Slowly but steadily, Bremner finally became the most important player for Leeds United, leading them to many victories. Not only this, but with the smart leadership of manager Don Revie, Bremner led Leeds during a very successful period. His leadership on the field helped the club win a lot of trophies. Leeds United won 2 First Division titles in 1968-69 and 1973-74, an FA Cup, 1972, a League Cup, 1968, and 2 Intercities Fairs Cups, 1968 and 1971. This was by far their best performance. Anyways, his impact wasn't just in club football. Bremner also had a significant career with Scotland's national team. He played 54 games and scored 3 goals for Scotland, including playing in the 1974 World Cup. His international performances further proved his skill and determination. However, Bremner's career also had its controversies. His strong temper often led to clashes on the field, and he was never one to avoid a challenge. This fighting spirit sometimes got him into trouble, but it also made fans love him more for his passion and loyalty to Leeds United. A controversy that made the headlines was the very rough 1970 FA Cup final replay against Chelsea, showing Bremner's tough playing style in one of the most physical matches in English football history. Also, I've been wanting to say this for so long that Bremner's ability to lead by example was his most outstanding quality. He was more than just a captain. He was a perfect example of Leeds United's strong spirit. His teammates looked up to him not only for his skills, but also for his strong determination and commitment. Under his leadership, Leeds became known as a tough, enduring team that could match up with the best in Europe. Off the field, Bremner was recognised for his quick humour and lively enthusiasm. His deep love for football was clear in every game he played, and this passion made him very popular among Leeds fans. He had a special way of connecting with fans, who saw in him a reflection of their own love for the club. After he stopped playing in 1978, Bremner began coaching. He coached Doncaster Rovers and later Leeds United. Even though his coaching career wasn't as successful as his playing days, he continued to be a respected figure in football. His knowledge of the game and his leadership skills made him a valuable guide to younger players and upcoming coaches. For a little context, Billy Bremner took over as manager of Doncaster Rovers in 1978 when they were struggling at the bottom of the 4th Division. He made some immediate changes like adding new massages, better food and new team kits because the budget was tight. The team had some rough patches but managed to stay out of last place. Bremner then led the team to a promotion to the 3rd Division after a series of wins. However, the following seasons were tough, with a lot of goals against them, leading to a relegation. But Bremner quickly got them promoted again by bringing in experienced players. He returned to manage Leeds United in 1985, made changes to revive the team, and kept them away from relegation with some new signings and playoff runs. In 1989, he went back to Doncaster, made some improvements, but resigned in 1991 as the team still faced difficulties. I mean, everyone has to face their fair share of difficulties, right? Take, for example, 99% of you are not subscribed to this channel, which is wild for us. Please take a moment to subscribe to this channel and give this video a big thumbs up if you like it so far. Thank you. By now, everything was perfect for our legend. Little did he know, it was the calm before the storm. In early December 1997, Billy Bremner faced a tough battle with pneumonia and had to be rushed to the hospital. Things took a turn for the worse when he suffered a suspected heart attack at his home in the small village of Clifton, near Doncaster. Tragically, he passed away on December 7, 1997, just 2 days before what would have been his 55th birthday. The news of his death really shook the football community, and a few days later, a funeral was held in the Yorkshire village of New Edlington. It was a big gathering, attended by many of Bremner's former teammates and a host of other football players and coaches. They all came together to remember him, reflecting just how much of an imprint he had left on the sport and on the people he met. The only problem here was that his death was so sudden that the media and even fans started assuming a lot of things. They thought it could be planned by his enemies, or that he had a secret medical condition that no one knew about, etc. These are all wild guesses, but they definitely made some good juicy headlines back then. Not only this, Billy Bremner really left his mark on Leeds United and the wider world of football. He was key in turning Leeds from an average second division team into one of the powerhouses of English football. His impact wasn't just about his skill on the field, it was also about his grit and resilience. Whether he was playing through injuries, handling the stress of being team captain, or going head-to-head with tough opponents, Bremner never backed down. Even after his death, Bremner's influence has only grown. His life and career still inspire footballers and fans today. His lessons about hard work, perseverance, and the power of teamwork are timeless. People often talk about Bremner as one of the greatest footballers ever, and Leeds United has found many ways to honour him, including special matches and fan events. Billy Bremner's story is one of passion, determination, and an endless love for football. His legacy shows that true greatness isn't about how tall you are, but about the strength of your heart and your dedication. When fans stop by his statue outside Elland Road, they remember a player who truly gave his all for the club and whose spirit still lifts up the game today. All in all, Bremner's name is not just a part of Leeds United's history, it's also carved into the very fabric of the club through tributes like his statue. In 2004, he was rightfully added to the English Football Hall of Fame, recognising his lasting impact on the sport. His statue isn't just a figure, it's a gathering spot for fans who want to honour a true football legend, reminding everyone of the passion, determination and leadership he brought to Leeds United. Bremner's legacy is set to inspire for generations to come. Everyone loved Denis Law when he played football, but now he has a deadly disease that's making it impossible for him to live. From rags to riches, this is the story of his struggles that not many people know. Born on February 24, 1940, in Aberdeen, Scotland, Denis Law is a legendary Scottish footballer known for his time as a forward. The youngest of 7 in a fisherman's family, life wasn't always a breeze for him. Growing up in a council flat, young Denis didn't even have shoes until he was 12, and even then they were hand-me-downs. Can you imagine? His first football boots were a second-hand gift from a kind neighbour. This young lad was a die-hard Aberdeen FC supporter, saving every penny he could to watch them play. If he was short on cash, he'd head over to local amateur matches, but he would watch no matter what. Denis even had the chance to go to Aberdeen Grammar School, but that would have meant playing rugby instead of football, no way. So Powys Academy it was. Now, Denis had a pretty bad eye problem, but it didn't stop him from being a star on the field. He started as a fullback, but when he moved to inside left, he really shined and even made the Scotland schoolboys team. A scout named Archie Beattie saw Denis's talent and got him a trial with Huddersfield Town. The manager wasn't impressed at first, calling Denis weak and puny, but they signed him anyway in April 1955. At just 16, Denis made his debut with Huddersfield on Christmas Eve in 1956, helping them secure a 2-1 win over Notts County. Talk about a Christmas miracle. He quickly became a hot commodity, with Manchester United's manager Matt Busby offering a whopping £10,000 for him. That was a lot of money for a teen footballer back then, but Huddersfield wouldn't budge. Bill Shankly, who managed Huddersfield from 1956 to 1959, also saw something special in Denis and wanted him to come to Liverpool, but they couldn't afford him either. Quite the start for a young footballer, right? Denis Law's football journey was a wild ride filled with ups and downs. Back in 1960, he made a big move to Manchester City for a ton of money, which he didn't see a penny of. It was a tough season for the team, and Law even felt like his old team was better, but he was a team player and still managed to score some goals. Then there was this crazy FA Cup match where he scored 6 goals, but get this, they didn't count because the game was stopped early. Feeling a bit fed up, he decided to try his luck in Italy with Torino, which came with a giant price tag, making him the most expensive British player at the time. But life in Italy wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. He had trouble adjusting to their style of play, and their pay system wasn't exactly fair. He even got into a car accident, but luckily wasn't seriously hurt. After a falling out during a match, Law finally decided to come back home and eventually returned to the UK and joined Manchester United in July 1962 for a new record fee of £115,000. Denis Law's time playing football in Italy was a mixed bag. He was hailed as the best foreign player there, but he didn't enjoy the game much because it was too tactical and not very fun. When he came back to Manchester United, though, things started to look up. He kicked off his return by scoring in his very first game, and even though the team had its ups and downs, they really shone in the FA Cup, taking home the trophy with Law scoring in the final. But not all was smooth. A particular game in December 1962 left a bad taste in his mouth. Law felt that the referee was unfairly targeting him, and he thought this affected how referees treated him in later games. Despite these challenges, there were plenty of good times, like winning the Ballon d'Or and helping United clinch their first league title since the tragic air crash. The pinnacle of his career was probably when United won the European Cup in 1968, though Law missed the final because of an injury. His knee problems, which got worse from playing so much, eventually started to affect his performance. Nonetheless, he kept scoring and playing well until 1973, when United let him go on a free transfer. Law then went back to Manchester City for a short period, where he scored a memorable but bittersweet back-heeled goal against his old team, Manchester United. He didn't celebrate that goal, mistakenly thinking it had caused United to be relegated. After realising the next season that he'd mostly be playing in reserve games, Law decided to hang up his boots in 1974. His career had its highs and lows, but Denis Law remains a legendary figure in football history. You know what? He's truly a legend now that we look back. What really made Denis stand out was his unique style and strong will. He wasn't the biggest player out there, but he was quick and had a brave way of playing. He was great at jumping and heading the ball, making him tough to beat in the air, even though he wasn't very tall. The best part is that he moved fast and was really precise, and that's what made him so unique. Law was also known for his Lawman celebration. It was a simple but iconic arm raise after scoring a goal. This became a symbol of his charm and how well he connected with the fans. Also on the field, he was full of passion and energy, always pushing his team forward with his lively performance. So yeah, you can say his style was not just effective. It was fun to watch, capturing the excitement of football during his time. Now sure, it is easy for us to think that a man as legendary as him would lead a perfect life, but wait till I spoil it for you. Denis Law's life was quite the roller coaster, full of incredible highs and some serious lows, something that really resonates with his fans. He was a superstar on the football field, charming fans with his skills and passion for the game. But Denis didn't just disappear after his playing days ended. He smoothly transitioned into broadcasting, becoming a lovely voice on radio and TV. You might have caught him on shows like Granada Reports or making a guest appearance on This Is Your Life. Of course, everyone recognised his incredible talent. In 2002, he was inducted into the English Football Hall of Fame, and they even built a statue of him at Old Trafford. That's how you know you've made it in football. But life threw Denis a curveball in 2003 when he got diagnosed with prostate cancer. It was a scary time, but he fought it with the same determination he showed on the field. Thankfully, the surgery was a success and he beat cancer. That was a huge relief for everyone who loves him. In August 2021, Denis faced a new challenge when he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia. Alzheimer's slowly takes away your ability to remember and think clearly, while vascular dementia, usually caused by not enough blood reaching the brain, affects how well you can reason and make decisions. This news was tough for Denis, his family and his fans, and it's been changing his daily life and his relationships a lot. Despite these challenges, Denis hasn't given up. He stays connected with the community and keeps working on his charity, the Denis Law Legacy Trust, which he started in 2012. This charity helps get young people into football and creative activities to improve their lives and guide them towards positive futures. Denis is really keen on giving back to the community that has always been there for him, supporting him through his sports career and personal battles. Denis Law's story is more than just about a football star. It's about a man facing life's tough moments with incredible bravery and strength. As he deals with these health problems, the support and love from his family, friends, and fans are more important than ever. Dennis's legacy is defined not just by his success in football, but also by his strong commitment to helping others and making a positive impact in the world. Gordon McQueen, the man, the myth, the football legend, faced a challenge that wasn't in any playbook. What could have been a simple disease turned into a dire enemy that took Gordon's life in 2023. This is a story about his fight with dementia. Let's get into it. Born on June 26, 1952 in Kilbirnie, Scotland, McQueen grew up in a small town. Gordon's love for football was evident from a young age. His father, Tom McQueen, was also a footballer, so you could say it ran in the family. In his early years, Gordon was just like any other kid, kicking a ball around with friends in the streets of Kilbirnie. But even then, there was something special about his skills. He had this incredible height and presence, which made him stand out on the pitch. Gordon's talent didn't go unnoticed, though. He started playing for Kilbirnie Ladeside, a local junior team, where his performances quickly caught the eye of scouts. It wasn't long before he made a big move. McQueen started his football journey as a goalkeeper, just like his dad, Tom. But it wasn't long before he switched things up and moved to playing as a centre-back. He was just 18 when St Mirren saw potential in him and signed him up. Soon, other clubs started keeping tabs on him, and Leeds United jumped in with a £30,000 offer, which is around £500,000 in today's money. They saw him as the perfect guy to step into the shoes of the ageing Jack Charlton. McQueen made his mark quickly at Leeds. In his very first season, he even got to play in the European Cup Winners' Cup final as a substitute, though Leeds ended up losing to AC Milan. Imagine being part of such a big game so early in your career. With Charlton hanging up his boots, McQueen became a regular in the 1973-74 season. Leeds was on fire that year, going unbeaten for 29 matches straight from the start and clinching the league championship. McQueen wasn't just about defence, he even scored 3 goals during their European Cup run. But here's the real deal. He got a red card in the semi-final against Barcelona and had to miss the final, which Leeds lost to Bayern Munich. Nonetheless, in a twist that shocked everyone, McQueen moved to Manchester United in 1978 for £500,000. He famously said, 99% of players want to play for Manchester United and the rest are liars. Funny thing, he just declared he wanted to stay at Leeds for life. This is when his first ever controversy began. Imagine you're a die-hard Leeds United fan back in the 70s. You love Gordon McQueen, the team's star defender. He's tough, talented, and bleeds blue and yellow. Then, out of the blue, bam! He's off to Manchester United, your biggest rivals. You'd be gutted, right? Well, that's exactly how Leeds fans felt in 1978. It was a total shocker. McQueen was a hero at Leeds, helping them win trophies and all that. So when he left, it felt like a betrayal. To make things worse, he rubbed salt in the wound with a comment about how most players dream of playing for Manchester United. The whole thing turned into a massive drama. It made the already intense rivalry between the two clubs even more heated. Leeds fans never forgave him, booing him every time he came back to play at Elland Road. Later on, McQueen even admitted he regretted how it all went down. But hey, that's football for you. Full of passion, drama, and unexpected twists and turns, McQueen's persistence paid off, though. He finally got his hands on an FA Cup winners' medal in 1983, after United won a nail-biter of a replay against Brighton and Hove Albion. Earlier that season, he played in the League Cup final too, but this time as a makeshift centre-forward because of an injury, and again they faced defeat. By 1985, McQueen's knees were giving him trouble, and he decided to leave Old Trafford. He had one last stint with Seiko in the Hong Kong First Division before retiring. From a schoolboy goalkeeper to a celebrated centre-back, McQueen's journey through football had its ups and downs, but it sure was an exciting ride. What do you think was his most unforgettable moment on the field? But wait, it's not over yet. His international career was equally spot on. After the 1973-74 season, McQueen got the call-up to join Scotland's national team, making his debut in a match against Belgium. Although he was on the squad for the 1974 World Cup, he didn't actually play, but soon he became a fixture on the team, even captaining and scoring his first international goal in a game against Romania on June 1, 1975, which ended in a 1-1 tie. By 1981, McQueen wrapped up his international career with a total of 30 games and 5 goals. Post-football, McQueen didn't stray far from the sport. He began coaching abroad, then managed Airdrieonians from 1987 to 1989, and later coached at St Mirren, his first club. When his buddy and former teammate Brian Robson took over as Middlesbrough's manager, McQueen joined him as a reserve team coach. He held this role for 5 years before stepping up as a first-team coach for another 2 years. He left Middlesbrough in June 2001, just after Robson left, and Steve McLaren came on board. McQueen continued to share his passion for the game as a pundit on Sky Sports' Soccer Saturday results show. In 2008, he even went back to Middlesbrough, but this time as an assistant scout, working alongside David Mills. Throughout all these roles, McQueen kept his connection to football, sharing his experience and insights both on and off the pitch. But nothing lasts forever, right? After he finished coaching Middlesbrough, McQueen and his wife settled down in the village of Hutton Rugby in North Yorkshire. They raised a family there, having 1 son and 2 daughters, one of whom, Hayley, became a sports journalist. McQueen wasn't just about sports, though. He was also a supporter of the Labour Party. Life took a tough turn in October 2011 when McQueen was diagnosed with laryngeal cancer. He underwent treatment at the James Cook University Hospital in Middlesbrough. Then, in January 2021, he faced another challenge with a diagnosis of vascular dementia. This condition highlighted the potential dangers footballers face from repeatedly heading the ball, a common practice in the sport that has come under scrutiny for its health impacts. Sadly, McQueen's fight with dementia ended when he passed away at his home on June 15, 2023, at the age of 70. His death has brought more attention to the health risks football players might face, particularly from the physical demands of the game, like heading the ball. It's sad how football made his life difficult, but trust me when I say he was the best at his craft. McQueen really stood out in the world of British football, not just because of his towering 6'4" stature, but also due to his formidable defensive skills. McQueen was the kind of defender who didn't shy away from challenges. He was a master of the air and really knew how to put in a solid tackle. After hanging up his boots, Gordon settled down in North Yorkshire with his family. It's nice to think of him transitioning from the roar of stadiums to a quieter village life, raising kids and living a more laid-back lifestyle. Gordon McQueen really left his mark on football. He was known for being a tough defender during his time with Leeds United and Manchester United back in the 70s and 80s. Fans loved him for his hard tackles and his ability to score key goals now and then, so Gordon McQueen's legacy is pretty multifaceted. He's remembered for being a fantastic player, a family man who inspired his kids, and as someone who has brought attention to important health issues in football. His story really highlights both the highs and the challenges of being a professional athlete. I hope you found Gordon McQueen's story as fascinating as I did. If you liked the video, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more. Also, feel free to share your thoughts or any memories of Gordon in the comments. Don't forget to ring the bell to stay updated on our new uploads. Join us on an exciting journey through the life of Graeme Souness, a true football icon. From his early days in Edinburgh to becoming a star at Liverpool and leading Scotland, Souness's story is full of thrilling moments on the football field. But there's more to his story than just football. Souness faced a major health challenge that showed his strength off the field too. Stay tuned as we delve into the life of Graeme Souness, exploring his remarkable career and the personal battle that tested him. Graeme Souness was born on May 6, 1953, in the heart of Edinburgh, Scotland. Growing up in a family passionate about football, it was clear from a young age that the game ran in his blood. His early life in the Scottish capital laid the foundation for a career that would leave a lasting mark on the world of football. In the bustling streets of Edinburgh, Souness's love for the sport ignited. As a youngster, he often played football with friends, honing his skills and nurturing a dream that would one day lead him to international fame. His early experiences were not just about playing, they were about understanding the game, learning the value of teamwork, and developing the determination that would become his trademark. Souness joined local youth clubs, where his natural talent quickly shone through. Despite the city's chilly winds and the rugged play of Scottish football, he stood out for his sharp mind on the field and his ability to read the game. These formative years were crucial as they moulded Souness into a player known for both his physical strength and his strategic thinking. His journey in football began in earnest at the Tynecastle Boys Club, a nurturing ground for young talent in Edinburgh. It was here that Souness's skills were sharpened and his potential began to catch the eyes of scouts from bigger clubs. His dedication to the game was evident, spending countless hours practicing and playing, always striving to improve. Graeme Souness's path in professional football began with high hopes but immediate challenges. His early career at Tottenham Hotspur, a club renowned in English football, was fraught with hurdles, primarily the struggle for first-team action. Despite his evident talent and work ethic, Souness found himself sidelined, a period marked more by waiting and learning than playing. This phase, while frustrating, instilled in him a patience and resilience that would define his career. The real turning point came in 1972 when Souness transferred to Middlesbrough, a club with a reputation for nurturing talent. Here, he was not just another squad member, but a pivotal figure on the pitch. Middlesbrough provided the much-needed regular playtime, enabling Souness to flourish as a midfielder known for his robust play, tactical intelligence and technical skills. This move marked the start of Souness's ascension in professional football, transitioning him from a struggling talent at Tottenham to a central figure at Middlesbrough. During his tenure at Middlesbrough, Souness's style of play evolved significantly. His tenacity, coupled with his ability to control the game and make decisive plays, made him a standout performer. This period was foundational, shaping Souness into the formidable player and future footballing icon he would become. His impact at Middlesbrough not only elevated his career, but also laid the groundwork for his subsequent success in English and international football. Graeme Souness's move to Liverpool in 1978 marked a significant milestone in his career, transforming him into a key figure at one of football's most celebrated clubs. At Liverpool, he became renowned for his robust playing style, tactical intelligence, and leadership, quickly becoming a central figure in the team's midfield. During his tenure at Liverpool, Souness became the linchpin of a squad experiencing a golden era, contributing significantly to its domestic and international successes. His role extended beyond that of a mere player. He was the driving force in the midfield, combining technical ability with physical strength to influence games decisively. Souness's time at Liverpool was characterized by his assertive and strategic play, which became integral to the team's identity. His ability to dictate the pace of matches and execute crucial plays earned him admiration from fans and peers alike, solidifying his status as a footballing icon at the club. He was instrumental in establishing and maintaining Liverpool's competitive spirit, pushing his teammates to excel in both domestic leagues and European competitions. Souness's impact at Liverpool was profound, as he helped to cultivate a culture of success and resilience that left an enduring legacy at the club. Graeme Souness made significant contributions to the Scotland national team. His journey with the Scottish side showcased his leadership and formidable presence on the international stage. Souness earned his first cap for Scotland in the mid-1970s, stepping into a team eager to make its mark in international football. Throughout his international career, Souness became known for his robust style and strategic gameplay, traits that made him a central figure for Scotland. He represented his country in the World Cup, notably participating in the 1982 and 1986 tournaments. His performances in these competitions underlined his importance to the national team, where his experience and tactical intelligence were invaluable. As a midfielder, Souness brought a level of control and aggression to Scotland's play. His ability to read the game and make decisive plays helped Scotland compete against some of the world's best teams. Despite Scotland not reaching the late stages of these tournaments, Souness's efforts were a testament to his commitment and quality as a player. Graeme Souness, a commanding figure in football, not only etched his name in Liverpool's history with his leadership, but also with his strategic and robust playing style. His journey at Liverpool, starting in 1978, saw him becoming a linchpin in a squad that dominated both English and European football. Souness, renowned for his hard-tackling approach and game intelligence, quickly became a key player, embodying the team's competitive spirit and tactical acumen. During his time at Liverpool, Souness contributed significantly to the team's success, securing 5 English League titles and lifting the European Cup 3 times. His memorable performances, especially in European competitions, were pivotal in Liverpool's dominance, showcasing his ability to influence games at the highest level. His strategic mindset and physical prowess were instrumental in pivotal matches, including the European Cup finals, where Liverpool's victory over clubs like Roma in 1984 solidified their place as giants in European football. Transitioning to his international career with Scotland, Souness earned 54 caps, demonstrating his leadership and skill on a global stage. Although he didn't experience the same level of success as with Liverpool, his presence in the Scottish national team during World Cups brought invaluable experience and tenacity to the side. His personal accolades, like being named the PFA Players' Player of the Year and earning a spot in the PFA Team of the Year multiple times, underscore his influence and respect in the game. Souness's career, marked by crucial goals, tactical nose, and transformative leadership, both on and off the field, left an indelible mark on the clubs he served and the football world at large. Graeme Souness's career, though marked by significant success, was not without its challenges and controversies. Known for his hard-nosed playing style, Souness was often in the spotlight for his aggressive approach on the field. This intensity, while a driving force behind his success, also led to numerous disciplinary issues, including on-field altercations and bookings. His tough manner of play, characterized by fierce tackles, sometimes put him at odds with referees and opponents alike. Graeme Souness's career is marked by a series of life-changing decisions that significantly influenced his journey in football. One of the most notable moments was his move to Sampdoria in 1984. This transfer was not just a change of club, but also a cultural shift, as Souness immersed himself in the Italian football scene, bringing with him a wealth of experience from the British game. His time in Italy at Sampdoria broadened his understanding of football, exposing him to different styles and tactics and influencing his approach to the game. Transitioning from player to manager brought new adversities for Souness. While his managerial tenure at Rangers proved transformative for the club, it was also a period of intense scrutiny and pressure. As a player-manager, he had to balance the dual responsibilities of leading the team on the field and making strategic decisions off it. This transition was challenging, as he had to navigate the complexities of managing former teammates and instilling a new culture and discipline within the club. At Rangers, Souness implemented aggressive recruitment and modern tactics, which, while leading to a period of dominance, also sparked controversies, particularly his decision to sign Catholic players, breaking the club's long-standing tradition. This move was both groundbreaking and contentious, reflecting Souness's willingness to challenge norms and push boundaries for the sake of success. Despite these adversities, Souness's time as a player-manager at Rangers was marked by significant achievements, including multiple league titles and league cups. His impact went beyond trophies. He changed the face of Scottish football with his innovative approach and leadership. His ability to overcome challenges and adversities, both on and off the field, showcases his resilience and determination, further cementing his legacy in the football world. After his impactful stint at Rangers, Souness embarked on a managerial career that saw him traverse various European clubs, including Liverpool, Galatasaray, Southampton, Torino, Benfica, Blackburn Rovers, and Newcastle United. Each of these experiences contributed to his development as a manager, allowing him to refine his style and approach. His time managing Liverpool, in particular, was a significant chapter in his life, as he returned to a club where he had previously achieved immense success as a player. Graeme Souness's life off the pitch is as rich and varied as his career on it. Souness has been married twice, with his personal life often remaining private, reflecting his focused and determined nature. His first marriage was to Danielle Wilson, with whom he has 4 children. The couple's relationship and subsequent separation were parts of his life that, while personal, also influenced his career, as family support played a significant role in his journey. In 1994, Souness married his second wife, Karen, and together they have built a life that, while centered around football, also embraces a range of interests beyond the sport. Beyond his family, Souness's personal interests are diverse. Known for his love of golf, he finds relaxation and a competitive outlet on the golf course, which provides a contrast to the high-pressure world of professional football. Souness is also known for his keen interest in history and politics, showcasing a multifaceted personality that extends well beyond his public persona as a footballer and manager. Graeme Souness's health journey significantly impacted his life and work, leading him to become an advocate for health awareness. In the early 1990s, while managing Liverpool, Souness faced a major health scare. He was diagnosed with heart disease, which led to him undergoing open-heart surgery. This experience was a wake-up call for Souness, emphasizing the importance of health and well-being, regardless of one's physical fitness or career demands. After his surgery, Souness experienced a tough recovery period, marked by physical and mental challenges, including panic attacks and vulnerability. This ordeal deeply affected him and spurred him to promote the importance of regular health checkups and awareness, especially concerning heart disease. Souness's health battles didn't end there. In 2015, he suffered a heart attack, which further strengthened his resolve to support heart health initiatives. As a result, he became an ambassador for the British Heart Foundation, BHF, sharing his story to raise awareness about heart conditions and the critical need for research and medical advancements in this area. His advocacy work with the BHF involves participating in campaigns and events to educate the public about heart health, encouraging people to be proactive about their cardiovascular well-being. Souness's personal experiences with heart disease have made him a passionate advocate, using his public profile to make a positive impact in the health sector. Graeme Souness stands out as a football icon, known for his strong and determined nature both on and off the field. As a player, he was a powerful force, leading his teams to many victories. Later, as a manager and TV expert, he shared his deep knowledge of the game, influencing how people see and understand football. Souness has also helped raise awareness about health issues, showing his caring side beyond football. His lasting impact in the sport comes from his skill, leadership, and the way he cares about important issues. Alan Hansen was at the top of his game, almost a legend, until one day his entire career came crashing down with one awful knee injury. This is the story of how one moment can change everything in football. Meet Alan David Hansen, born on a sunny day in June 1955 in Southsea, Scotland. For anyone who's wondering, Alan's not just any former footballer. He's one of the greatest players in Scotland and a sharp football pundit known for his bold opinions on television. But how did this happen? Well, Alan grew up near Lawnshill Academy, rooting for Rangers and dreaming of a future in sports. He wasn't just about football, though. As a kid, he played for Sochi Juniors and even had a run-in with a volleyball that left him with a scar. For a while, Alan focused on golf, hoping to go pro. But football called him back, and at 17, he was approached by Hibernian to play for them, but our legend denied them straight away. Why? Well, it's because he thought he'd never get to play golf again because of this huge commitment. Now, unlike how he first acted, Alan's mind completely flipped. Why? Well, because Alan wasn't into college, and that's why he chose to play football like his brother John anyway. He joined Partick Thistle and even worked a boring office job for a bit, but his heart was always on the field. He'd already seen the thrill of victory when he watched his brother help Partick Thistle destroy Celtic in the 1971 Scottish League Cup final. Alan's talent didn't go unnoticed, and in 1977 he got the call to join Liverpool. This move was huge for him, and he even got a new nickname, Jockey, ditching his old one, Stretch, which he never liked. Alan's time at Liverpool was awesome as he became a key player in their super successful team during the late 70s and 80s. Soon after this, Alan Hansen was a big signing for Liverpool, costing them $100,000. He quickly made his mark by scoring his first goal in a big 5-1 win against Dynamo Dresden in the European Cup, which is honestly crazy. Initially, Hansen wasn't always in the starting lineup and missed the 1978 League Cup final, but he did play in the European Cup final that year, where Liverpool beat FC Bruges 1-0 thanks to a goal from Kenny Dalglish. Over the next few seasons, Hansen became a key player for Liverpool, especially after Emlyn Hughes left the club. Liverpool was on top of their game during this period, winning league titles and setting records. They even won their first League Cup in 1981 by beating West Ham, and Hansen picked up another European Cup winners' medal by defeating Real Madrid. Now, fast forward a little, and the early 1980s were golden for Liverpool as they continued to win more league titles and cups. However, they stumbled a bit in 1982 in the European Cup, losing to CSKA Sofia. Under managers Bob Paisley and later Joe Fagan, Liverpool kept winning, including snagging a treble in 1984. But after all this effort, Hansen found himself in a controversial moment during the League Cup final against Everton, where he was accused of a handball, but no penalty was given. Good for Alan, though. But you know what's not good at all? 99% of you watch these videos without subscribing to this channel, which is sad to be honest. Please give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it and subscribe for more such content. It really keeps us motivated. Moving forward, the 1985 season was overshadowed by the sad Heysel Stadium disaster during the European Cup final against Juventus, which led to English clubs being banned from European competitions. After this, Joe Fagan retired, and Kenny Dalglish took over, making Hansen the team captain, and under his captaincy, Liverpool achieved a rare double in 1986, winning both the league and FA Cup. But hey, Liverpool faced some tough times too, like losing to Wimbledon in the 1988 FA Cup final and Hansen struggling with a knee injury, which limited his playtime. Despite these challenges, Liverpool kept fighting, winning another FA Cup in 1989. So far, so good, right? Meanwhile, Alan's knee was anything but good. Alan Hansen's knee problems started back in the 1970s and 80s when he was a professional footballer. His right knee was the main troublemaker, suffering several injuries that required multiple surgeries over the years. Imagine trying to play top-level football with a broken knee. Of course not ideal. These constant knee issues meant that Alan couldn't always play as much as he wanted, but even with that setback, he still managed to have a brilliant career, winning 8 First Division titles, 3 European Cups and 2 FA Cups with Liverpool. Talk about determination. Sadly, the knee problems didn't disappear when he retired in 1991. In fact, it got worse. He developed arthritis in that same knee, a common issue for ex-athletes, and from there on, everything went south for him. Alan has been pretty open about his knee troubles in interviews over the years. He's talked about how he's put off getting a knee replacement because he doesn't want to go through another surgery unless it's absolutely necessary. Even though the arthritis causes him pain and discomfort, Alan hasn't let it get him down. He still tries to stay active and doesn't let it stop him from enjoying life. He's a great example of how you can still live your life to the fullest, even with a bit of a bum knee. Then in 1992, Alan Hansen had the opportunity to manage Huddersfield Town, but decided against it. A couple of years later, after Liverpool fired their manager Graeme Souness, rumours swirled that Hansen might step in. However, Hansen wasn't interested in managing, a decision he stuck to even when Manchester City offered him a job in 1995. After retiring from football in 1991, Hansen planned to take a break. When he realised he wasn't getting any calls, he reached out to TV networks and quickly landed a job with Sky Television as a football pundit. His insights were so on point that the BBC soon brought him on board. For the next 22 years, Hansen became a staple on BBC's Match of the Day, known for his calm, analytical commentary, especially critical of poor defensive plays and lacklustre team efforts. In 2013, Hansen announced he would retire from Match of the Day after the 2014 FIFA World Cup. His final sign-off from the show was in May 2014, marking the end of a long and respected broadcasting career. However, Hansen's career wasn't without its controversies. For example, he once made a poor choice of words during a World Cup commentary. Shortly after the tragic death of Colombian player Andrés Escobar, the BBC apologised for the remark. In 2011, he stirred up some controversy on Match of the Day by using the term coloured to refer to black footballers, which led to a fair amount of criticism. Hansen apologised the next day, saying he regretted any offence his words might have caused. He was very sorry for this actually, and I think that is what matters at the end of the day. Overall, Alan Hansen's football career had its ups and downs. He was a star player for Liverpool, but a bad knee injury ended his time on the field too soon. Even after he retired, the injury kept causing him problems. But Hansen didn't let that stop him from staying involved in the game he loved. He went from playing football to talking about it on TV, and he was really good at it. He became known for his smart comments and tough critiques. Fans loved how knowledgeable he was. Hansen's story shows how quickly things can change in sports. One injury can change everything, but it also shows how you can adapt and find new ways to keep your passion alive. Even though he couldn't play anymore, Hansen found a way to stay connected to football and keep inspiring fans. He turned his experience into wisdom and shared it with the world, proving that your love for the game can live on in many forms. So, what do you think about Alan? Let us know in the comments section below, and we'll see you tomorrow. From the grey streets of Edinburgh to the glaring spotlight, Gordon Strachan's journey through football is a tale of triumph, turbulence, and a personal battle with depression ignited by his own words on sensitive issues. Gordon Strachan's journey to football prominence began in the bustling city of Edinburgh, Scotland, where he was born on February 9, 1957. Raised in a working-class family, Strachan grew up in an environment where football was a beloved pastime, igniting his passion for the game from a young age. The streets of Edinburgh and the local parks became the proving grounds for his budding talent. From an early age, Strachan exhibited a fierce determination and a natural affinity for football. Despite his relatively small stature, he demonstrated an exceptional work ethic and a tenacious spirit on the pitch, traits that would become hallmarks of his playing and coaching style. Strachan's early life was characterized by a deep love for football, with every opportunity seized to play and improve his skills, often participating in games with friends and local youth teams. Strachan's family, though not affluent, supported his burgeoning passion for football, encouraging his aspirations despite the inherent challenges. His father, a keen football enthusiast, played a significant role in nurturing his son's talent, instilling in him the values of hard work, perseverance, and humility. During his formative years, Strachan attended Broughton High School, where he further honed his footballing skills and competitive nature. It was here that he began to attract attention for his performances, laying the groundwork for a career that would see him rise from the grassroots of Scottish football to international fame. Gordon Strachan's professional journey began at Dundee, where he signed at the age of 14, choosing the Scottish club over Manchester United due to a perceived better chance of first-team action. His talent quickly shone through in the reserve team, earning him the Scottish Reserve Player of the Year award twice. Strachan made an impactful first-team debut at 18, showcasing his skill against seasoned players like Arsenal's Alan Ball, drawing comparisons to the great Billy Bremner. The 1975-76 season, marking the inception of the Scottish Premier Division, saw Strachan participate in 17 league matches, establishing himself as a regular in the team. However, Dundee faced relegation in a heartbreaking turn of events, as Dundee United narrowly surpassed them on the last season. At just 19, Strachan was named Dundee's captain for the 1976-77 campaign, becoming the youngest to hold the position. Despite his leadership, Dundee struggled in the lower division. Strachan's time with the club was marred by challenges, including a disciplinary issue involving a drinking session with Jimmy Johnston. Manager Tommy Gemmell noted Strachan's frequent targeting by opponents aimed at neutralising Dundee's creative force. Faced with the club's dim prospects for immediate top-flight return and financial pressures, Strachan departed Dundee in October 1977 after an embarrassing 6-0 defeat to Queen of the South. In November 1977, Strachan moved to Aberdeen for £50,000, facing a difficult first season marked by form struggles and injuries. Despite these challenges, he found success with the reserve team, capturing the Scottish Second 11 Cup in 1978. The arrival of manager Alex Ferguson in 1978 was a turning point. Strachan played a crucial role in Aberdeen's success, contributing to the team's league title win in 1979-80 after a remarkable comeback against Celtic. Despite losing the League Cup final to Dundee United, Strachan's performance earned him the SFWA Footballer of the Year award. Aberdeen's pursuit of excellence continued, with Strachan central to their efforts. The 1981-82 season ended with a Scottish Cup victory, where Strachan's skill was instrumental. The 1982-83 season was a highlight, with Aberdeen claiming both the Scottish Cup and the European Cup Winners' Cup, defeating Real Madrid in a historic final. Gordon Strachan's tenure at Manchester United was marked by both high expectations and challenges. In August 1984, Strachan moved to Old Trafford for a substantial fee of £500,000. This transfer was complicated by a previous pre-contract agreement Strachan had with FC Köln, which led to Manchester United paying an additional £75,000 in compensation to resolve the dispute. Strachan's early days at United were promising, with him scoring 4 goals in his first 7 matches and showing signs of becoming a key player for the team. The 1984-85 season saw Manchester United finish fourth in the First Division, but it was marked by a significant achievement as the team won the FA Cup. Strachan played a crucial role in the final against Everton, participating in the build-up to Norman Whiteside's match-winning goal in extra time, which showcased his tireless work ethic and footballing intelligence. The following season started spectacularly for United, winning their first 10 league games. However, Strachan's campaign was marred by injury, which significantly affected the team's performance. United struggled to maintain their early momentum and eventually finished fourth again. This period of inconsistency and injury woes culminated in the replacement of manager Ron Atkinson with Alex Ferguson in November 1986. Under Ferguson, Strachan faced a challenging period. His form was inconsistent, and the team finished a disappointing 11th in the 1986-87 season. However, they improved to secure a second-place finish in the 1987-88 season. Despite the team's better performance, Strachan's individual form continued to fluctuate, and by the 1988-89 season, United had slipped back to an 11th place finish, highlighting a period of transition and adaptation for both Strachan and the club under Ferguson's management. Gordon Strachan's move to Leeds United marked a significant chapter in his career, demonstrating his influence and leadership in English football. In March 1989, after a bid from Sheffield Wednesday was accepted, Leeds United stepped in, matching the offer, which led to Strachan signing with them instead, despite the club's second division status at the time. His arrival at Elland Road was met with enthusiasm, drawing comparisons to Leeds legends and setting the stage for a remarkable tenure. Strachan, who signed a 2-year contract and was immediately made captain, proved instrumental in Leeds United's rise from the second division. His leadership and experience in the midfield, alongside Vinnie Jones, were pivotal in securing the second division title in the 1989-90 season. His impact was not just on the field, but also in establishing a winning mentality within the squad. Leeds' return to the First Division saw Strachan at the heart of a formidable midfield quartet, including Gary McAllister, David Batty, and Gary Speed. The team's success continued, with a 4th-place finish in the 1990-91 season and reaching the League Cup semi-finals. Strachan's exceptional performances during this period earned him the FWA Footballer of the Year award, making him the first to win the accolade in both Scotland and England. Strachan's leadership was further validated in the 1991-92 season when he captained Leeds to the league title, edging out Manchester United and denying his former boss, Alex Ferguson, the championship. Despite battling sciatica and a recurring bad back, Strachan's commitment and skill remained evident, contributing significantly to Leeds' success and earning him an OBE for services to sport. Leeds' inability to build on their league-winning campaign saw them finishing 17th in the Premier League season, but Strachan's personal performances remained high, earning him the club's Player of the Year award and notching memorable moments like a hat-trick against Blackburn Rovers. The 1993-94 season saw Strachan managing 37 starts and helping Leeds to a 5th-place finish. However, by the 1994-95 season, his appearances became less frequent, signalling the end of his impactful 6-year stint at Elland Road, where he left an indelible mark both as a player and a leader. Gordon Strachan's international career with Scotland is as eventful and distinguished as his club journey. He earned his first Scotland cap on May 16, 1980, in a match against Northern Ireland, setting the stage for a significant international career. Strachan played a key role in Scotland's qualification for the 1982 FIFA World Cup, notably scoring the decisive goal against Sweden, which underscored his importance to the national team. In the 1982 World Cup held in Spain, Strachan's performances were a highlight for Scotland, particularly in their 5-2 victory over New Zealand, where he was named Man of the Match. Despite Scotland's eventual exit on goal difference after a draw with the Soviet Union, Strachan's World Cup outing was memorable for his skill and leadership on the field. The 1986 World Cup qualification campaign was marked by tragedy when Jock Stein, the Scottish manager, died of a heart attack. Alex Ferguson took over, with Strachan continuing to be a vital team member, although Scotland's journey in the tournament in Mexico was challenging, culminating in group stage elimination despite Strachan's memorable goal against West Germany. Under Andy Roxburgh's management, Strachan saw a decline in his national team involvement, missing out on the 1990 World Cup. However, he experienced a resurgence, captaining Scotland during the Euro 1992 qualifiers before announcing his retirement from international football due to persistent back issues. Throughout his international career, Strachan won 50 caps and scored 5 goals, leaving behind a legacy of being a passionate and influential player for Scotland, known for his fighting spirit and technical abilities on the global stage. Gordon Strachan's transition from player to manager was a natural progression in a career marked by footballing intelligence and leadership. His management career began at Coventry City in 1996, where he initially served as assistant manager before taking the helm. Strachan's tenure at Coventry was notable for his efforts to keep the club in the Premier League against the odds, showcasing his tactical acumen and ability to motivate his squad in challenging circumstances. After departing Coventry, Strachan took charge of Southampton in 2001, where his impact was immediate. He led the Saints to an 8th-place finish in the Premier League and a memorable run to the FA Cup final in 2003. Strachan's style of management, characterised by a mix of discipline and encouragement, helped Southampton achieve consistent performances and defy expectations. In October 2005, Strachan embarked on a highly successful period with Celtic in the Scottish Premier League. Under his guidance, Celtic dominated Scottish football, winning 3 consecutive league titles from 2005 to 2008. Strachan's tenure at Celtic was not just about domestic success. He also made significant strides in European competitions, leading the team to the last 16 of the UEFA Champions League twice. His ability to blend tactical knowledge with effective player management was key to Celtic's success during this period. Strachan's approach to management is built on a foundation of clear communication, strategic planning, and an innate understanding of the game. His experiences as a player at the highest level have informed his managerial style, allowing him to connect with players and instill a winning mentality. Despite his often humorous and light-hearted demeanour in public, Strachan is known for his serious approach to training and match preparation, emphasising hard work, discipline, and tactical flexibility. After leaving Celtic, Strachan had stints with Middlesbrough and then moved on to manage the Scotland national team in 2013. As Scotland's manager, Strachan faced the challenging task of revitalising a national side that had struggled to make an impact on the international stage. His tenure saw Scotland narrowly miss out on qualification for major tournaments, but Strachan's work was recognised for bringing a sense of belief and competitive spirit back to the national team. Gordon Strachan's journey in the football world took an emotional turn following a controversial episode that impacted his career as a broadcaster. Strachan faced significant backlash after making comments that were perceived as equating the serious nature of racism in football with the criminal actions of former player Adam Johnson. This incident led to Sky Sports, where Strachan frequently appeared as a pundit, deciding to discontinue their association with him. The fallout from this event deeply affected Strachan, leading to a personal struggle with depression. The intensity of the public and media reaction caused him considerable distress, affecting not just his professional life, but also his personal well-being and that of his family. Strachan's description of feeling persecuted, humiliated, and embarrassed highlights the profound impact that public scrutiny and criticism can have on individuals in the spotlight. Strachan's admission of his mental health struggles in the wake of the controversy is a candid revelation of the challenges he faced. He expressed remorse for his clumsy mistake, emphasizing the heartbreak and regret over the incident and its aftermath. This episode in Strachan's life serves as a reminder of the pressures and consequences public figures often face in their careers, and how a single misjudged comment can lead to far-reaching personal and professional ramifications. Strachan's experience underscores the importance of mental health awareness and the need for support and understanding in dealing with the fallout of public controversies. Gordon Strachan's personal life has been deeply intertwined with football, not just through his own career, but also within his family. In 1977, Strachan married Leslie Scott, with George Mackey serving as his best man, cementing a union that would extend into a family deeply rooted in the sport. Together, they raised 3 children, Craig and Gavin Strachan, who followed in their father's footsteps to become footballers, and Gemma Strachan. The legacy of football in the Strachan family continued with his grandson Luke, who emerged as a promising talent within the youth setup at Dundee. Notably, during this time, Gordon Strachan held the position of technical director at the club, further blending his professional and personal worlds. This continuation of the football tradition in the Strahan family underscores Gordon's profound influence and the shared passion for the game that runs through generations. The dynamics of the Strachan family, with multiple generations involved in football, highlight a deep bond and a shared journey in the sport, illustrating how Gordon's love for and dedication to football have become a family legacy. This connection offers a glimpse into the personal side of Strachan, revealing a man whose life has been significantly shaped by his love for football, both on and off the field.